Hi all, Coven here with Blood of the Coven. This is for Pathfinder 1st edition, and the themes here are hags and Pathfinder. So this kind of reminds me of D&D 5th edition's Warlocks, but as a race. And mechanically it suits itself to that, so it's almost like a Warlock meets a Sorcerer. I don't really have a big complaint about this. It's digest size, and it's wonderful. And my high praise, though, is that GMs and players will have a much better understanding of witches in Pathfinder and a new appreciation for role-playing them. This goes out of its way to tell you that, not all witches are inherently evil, although they may have tendencies towards that, or some sort of effect on them that does these things. And it really inspired me to think, well, what happens if the world around you treats you a certain way, even though your actions have a differing consequence than your intent? And that kind of reminds me of Tourette's in a way, and because people unfamiliar with it have a different perception about an individual because they don't understand what's going on. And that's not to say that people with Tourette's are witches. That would be horrible. Don't do that. That makes you evil. Be more understanding, people. So, yeah, this is a great resource for that. The key points, though, are 10 hag types on the inner cover. And let me go ahead and show you that. And there's a little bit on each of those. That's pretty cool. Then you have 2 racial traits, 4 regional traits, and 4 other traits on page 3. And then it tells you where you can find all the archetypes and all that, also on page 3. You have changeling heritages on 4 to 9, and it goes in pretty decent depth on this, and I really enjoy that. You have arcane malignancies. Sorry, let me find that section. Yes. Oh, percentage chart system. I mean, that is awesome. Love it. Hag covens on 12 to 13. So it basically tells you, what a coven looks like. I mean, it's kind of like a family in some circumstances, and a cult in others. Then you have patrons on 14 to 15, and that's kind of what reminds me of the Warlock aspect. But because it's inherent because of their origin, it reminds me of the Sorcerer. So it's a 50-50 mixed bag, but it is unique in its own right. Then you have archetypes, 3 different sections, mind you, 16 to 17, 22 and 23, and 26 to 29. Then you have witch religions on 18 and 19, curses on 20 and 21, ritual magic on 24 and 25, and equipment on 30 and 31. So many pros. I don't feel like it really wastes any space, and it does an excellent job, really putting you in the mindset of oh wow, this is cool and interesting and different enough. That way I know this isn't a wizard, it's not a sorcerer, it's not an alchemist, it's not a warlock. This is its own character type. And I recommend this if a witch is going to be in your campaign at all. If the witch is an NPC or some sort of encounter, GMs, If the witch is going to be a player, GMs and player should have this. This is review 72, Blood of the Coven for Pathfinder 1. Kyber 1 out. Like and subscribe, please.